Alright, so I have a pretty cool opportunity. A good friend of mine gave me a box of ammo to try out, so I thought we'd make a little video on it for you. It's this ammo, and I've never heard of this brand before, but Allegiance ammunition. So this is the box, and they're very, you know, we the people, like Second Amendment. It even has the Second Amendment rights on the box. And they make a ammo, which is called SilentStrike 223. It's 110 grain, and it's supposed to go 975 feet per second, which is below supersonic, and it's supposed to cycle in semi-automatic. So we're gonna try it out in an AR-15 today. This is what it looks like. It's got kind of a rubber black tip, and I don't know, it's very interesting, but it's very heavy, and I'm really hoping it cycles, but at the same time, I'm also kind of hoping that it doesn't, because if that's the case, this stuff is expensive. Like, we're talking, like, this is like $50 a box of 20. So, like, $2.50 a round, like, holy crap. So, I don't know. I have high hopes, but I also don't want it to be, like, super good. So, let's, I got my 10.5-inch 5.56 with my Knight's Armament suppressor. We're going to shoot a few rounds of supersonic through the suppressor and see what it sounds like first. So, I got that in my super cool P-Mag. And
so this is regular.
This is regular 223 or 5.56 through a 5.56 suppressor. Okay, so I've got some of this ammo here. I'm gonna fire one round through it first and see what happens. Hopefully it will actually cycle the bolt. That's the idea, and hopefully it doesn't blow up my suppressor. So fingers crossed on that one. I'm doing this for you. So, first shot fired. I have subsequent rounds in here. It was extremely quiet, and it did cycle the bolt. So I'm gonna just check real quick, do a press check, and see. There is indeed a round in the chamber, and it was fully chambered. So that means it does actually have the necessary blowback to cycle. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my hearing protection off, and we're gonna see what it sounds like without ears. Okay. Holy crap. It sounds like a, hang on. I gotta put my ears back on. Okay, so it sounds super quiet. Like, holy crap.
How does it feel?
Okay, there's like no recoil, of course. I'm gonna fire one more round just to see what that's like. Oh, can we not cycle that next round?
Thought it just did.
That might not have cycled that next round, I guess. That was an empty shell. So, alright, so it did cycle one round. So I'm gonna fire another one and see what happens. Okay, so part of it may be that my gun is super dirty. There's a good chance that it's not cycling because of that. Let's see. So the brass is a little bit dented up on that one that tried to half chamber. Okay. Let's give this another go. Not rest that off the bag. Cycle? Okay. Huh? Nope.
It's ejected, but no, it must have not.
Maybe it didn't chamber one. Yeah, it didn't chamber. The other thing too is I do have an H2 buffer in here. It may be too heavy. I don't know if like it needs to be a carbine buffer or something like that. So, but it is super quiet, so that's pretty badass.
So do you think if you had the right setup, you can make it work?
There's a chance that if I do experiment around with the recoil spring, the buffer spring, and the buffer weights, and also maybe if I clean my gun out a little bit, it might potentially actually cycle pretty well. Basically, in conclusion, it seems like a pretty novel idea, and it seems like with the right tuning, it could work. And I think that's the big problem, because I've always heard of people talk about 2G3, 5.56, like, you just can't make, like, good subsonic ammo. So it's like, I think if you got your gun tuned specifically for that ammunition, I feel like, you know, it's totally doable, like, in terms of, like, a cycling 223 that's subsonic for stealth operations. Clearly, the SilentStrike in the name is just, you know, it's just too much like Secret Squirrel for me. But I'm gonna play around with it more and see if we can get that. But for now, it is what it is, I guess. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. We got more interesting stuff coming up, and stay tuned. And that is me very close. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.